Hello everybody, Trekkie here with another episode of Trekkie Feeds the Beast. Today we're going to continue working on our base. We're going to be working on the alchemical room, and of course the second I start recording, then somebody wants to send me a message on Steam. I don't know if y'all hear that, but it's quiet for hours, but second I start, it's a message. So today we're going to be working on, like I said, the alchemical room. We're not going to get too much into the decor. My reasoning is mostly that, if I need to go back and change a whole section of the area because something didn't work out, I'd hate to have to tear through a bunch of decorations and stuff. Best to get a whole area done. Make sure everything's going to work out right. Make sure the tubes are going to go where you need them to go before you get into the details. Because, like I said, it sucks to get into something and then have to completely change it. So down here, underneath the stairs up, I figured it might be cool to have stairs down into the alchemy room. Now in the alchemy room, slash beer production room, not so much beer production, but beer storage as well. There's going to be a storage tank in there for honey mead. I'm assuming it's a liquid. I don't know. Let's open up our handy dandy honey. Is it honey pot, honey dew, honey slice, honey? Mead. Oh, short mead. Okay, yeah, so it is. Oh, and you can put them in the bottles. That's great. That'll work well for us because what is this? Meadows template. Anyways, short mead. It's good that they go in the potion bottles because you can put potion bottles on the potion shelves, and that'll work out for our design. So that's great. And of course, short mead is basically with alcoholic drop. I'm sure there's other ways to get it. Yeah, you gotta ferment honeydew and honey in a fermenter, which I've already become acquainted with that machine quite well. And of course, you can put in there. Short mead, it's alcoholic. Not for you under 21 years of age players, but everybody here is actually adult on this server. It's one of the stipulation. So let's get in here, get in on it. Get on it. Get on it. One resource I'm not worried about dropping down there and never being recovered is this redwood planks. I have about 1,500 stacks of redwood logs, so I don't think it's something I'm terribly concerned with. I'm really right now I'm just trying to get a feel of how this is going to go. I don't want the room to be too big, but I want enough space. I want at least floor space and then the ceiling of the, so there's at least a space between for pipes to go through, and if I need to I could use covers on another layer, so there's plenty of space in between. I'm not fighting for anything. That's important, at least to me. I don't think this really needs it. I mean, it's not going to be a huge room. Get my gravitation engine on, gotta love it. So, boop, 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 boop. And of course I actually don't have any more on me. That's okay, I got plenty more in the thing up here. Been kind of thinking about it in my head. I took on a piece of paper, see I got plenty of logs in here as it is. On a piece of paper I didn't draw the decor or anything major. I just kind of like, okay, this section of the tower does this. This section of the tower does that. Thank God for fly, right? And I just kind of just trying to plan it out, just so I make sure I have something concrete. Okay, this is going to be the room. In here, there's going to be some alchemical supplies growing, what the hell is it called? Netherwort. God, I should remember the name of that. Netherwort, maybe a melon or two, maybe a carrot or two. Growables. I really don't want to lose this stuff if I could all help it. This stuff is a little bit more hard to come by. Can't just grow it on a farm, I'm afraid. Oops, that was totally not right. So this is the alchemical room, full of alchemical and other chemicals. Let's see, are we on the level? We are on the level. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to lose these. These are takes a lot of Xychorrrrrrridite to make these solid-faced blocks. It's about 9 Xychorrrrrridite per. And you may think, well, you get a ton of those mining. Yeah, you do. But if you think about the size of this tower, we're going to use quite a bit of it. So I'd like not to lose any more than I have to, if at all possible. Oh, it goes down one more. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I don't want the room down here to be squished either. I know it's just going to be a simple room for the bartender, aka me, to go down into and create his stuff, but at the same time, I want it to be, big enough so I could put decoration in it. You don't want it to be ugly. I want everything in mine to look nice. That's the whole plan here, is to make stuff that looks nice. This is a long and painstaking process. Imagine how much of a pain this would be if I didn't have the gravitation chest plate. Like going up and down with the hover, with the jetpack. Oh my god, that would be a nightmare. So, I'm going to finish these other two sides real quick, and I'll be back. Alright, I finished that bit and recharged my gravitation chest plate. I really want to say one thing. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm tired, like I'm out of it. It is exactly 6:30 in the morning right now as I'm recording. My sleep schedule got messed up. Last night I went to bed really early. I was really tired. I was just sitting here on my computer, playing the headbang game, or otherwise known as really tired and just keep falling asleep. Face the keyboard, as it were. So I just like, okay, I'll just go to bed, take a nap. Ended up sleeping for like several hours, and I woke up around 12 midnight, and I'm like wide awake. I was like, oh no, my sleep schedule is going to be terrible now. So now I'm up, and I thought I was good then, but now I'm like, oh, now I'm tired again. It's starting to creep up on me. So, sorry if I'm doing the tedious work here, but sometimes it's hard to talk if I keep skimming through all the tedious work. What is this? Zombie. Somehow died underneath the thing where there's no sunshine, but whatever. I won't question logic. Like I said, if I keep cutting through all the tedious work, I'm not going to ever have time to talk about anything. So right now, not that it's really important, but yeah, I'm gonna talk, and you're all gonna listen. Damn it. Actually, I didn't need to do that. How am I doing this on every corner? Okay, same. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing too much detail right yet. I've already described why, because this room may end up having to be torn down because I need room for something more important, and I'll have to relocate the room elsewhere. When you're doing big projects like this, it's different from doing a house. You do a house, unless you're doing a house the size of a biome. If you're just doing like a normal little house, it doesn't really matter if you start decor, because the house isn't really going to be made to, store a whole... God dang, I used all that already? I've completely underestimated how much this stuff's going to take. Although I have plenty of redwood, don't get me wrong. I got redwood for... Oh, there's another stack in my thing now. Stupid thing. Alright, well, work with me here. Like I say, if you're doing just a house, it's not going to matter, because a regular sized house is not going to hold a lot. So you're not going to be expecting to have a lot of machines in it. This tower, this fortress, and this icy biome, it's not just going to be just a tower. It's going to have, additions to the side of it and everything. So it's going to be a pretty sizable structure, and it's going to house everything. From all the machines, from the various mods, to forestry bees, to Thaumcraft, to storage, to my own personal quarters, to just about everything I would want to do in the Feed the Beast mod pack is going to be housed in some place in this very tower, including place for animals. So it's very important that I not do decor just in case something needs to be changed. When you do some of that size, stuff may not always end up as you plan. So you gotta take into account you may need to change things. So, okay, we got our basic room. This is where the tube from the mob system will come down. I'm not sure. I've already decided that the storage system is actually going to be above the main chamber, and below here is going to be the spawner rooms and a good a good portion of the tanks. So I think in the corner here I'll have some sort of. Alright, well, either way. Where did I put it? Above, of course. Whee! Yeah, I love the look of this redwood. It's kind of. It may be hard to see in the video, but it's a nice brownish red. It's actually really nice looking. Let's get some of this soul sand. Some black Xychorrrrrrridite. And basically, what I had in mind, should it come to pass as I see in my mind, and there will be plenty of micro blocks being used as well. I don't want to go crazy on them because it could, the extra polygon count or whatever, could cause extra lag. And of course, you know, Red Power 2 LRM has not been as active as late. And in case Red Power 2 ever has to be removed, I'd really like it for half my tower to not just suddenly vanish. So that's a good selling point for me, to be very careful. Put some torches. Random torches are not going to be staying, trust me. I just don't want stuff spawning all over my place as of yet. I know we're just doing bare basics construction here, but the idea, like I said, here is going to be a bar. In between all this is the bar. It's going to have honey mead, which you could actually get drunk effects off. It's pretty fun. So in here, some basic setup, you know, some bibliocraft potion shelves filled with honey mead. Down here will be the business end of it. He'll come down here, he can craft potions, get honey mead, go back up there, you know, restock, and of course it's also going to double as alchemical station. So around here, of course, being netherrack, you would, or not netherrack, soul sand, you would grow your wart. Your wart. That sounds so tasty, doesn't it? Let's get a sense of the walls. Actually, it's the center wall. Let's make this red. Like I said, I'm sorry if I sound tired. Like I said, it's literally 6:30 in the morning. My reptiles. Oh, hey, Veddy. Hey, Veddy. He just woke up. His light literally just went on. It's set to 6:30. That's when it turns on every morning. That's not going to be necessary. Okay. Don't do that. Just a little bit of difference. You know, I don't want it all to be black. Of course, this bit will be. I'll worry about the details in a second. One step at a time. As I've said many times, it's one step at a time. Of course, monsters can't spawn on this Xychorrrrrridite. So, since most of the fortress is going to be made out of this, it's going to be like a black fortress in the snow. I won't really have to worry about monsters spawning all over my tower. There's nothing that really ruins a spectacular build when you're trying to show it to people, especially if it turns nighttime, as monsters spawning all over it. So that's kind of an odd thing. It's like, oh, there's a zombie and skeleton all over your building. And of course I'm going to add decor to this as well. Like I said, we're just starting off bare basics, just in case I end up having to change it later on. Lot of Xychorrrrridite, just for a little area like this. I mean, you may think, okay, I get tons of Xychorrrrridite in the world. If you're going to build a thing the size of which I'm going to be building, you're going to be using a lot of that Xychorrrrrridite. Alright, we find ourselves magically done with the walls. All of them. Not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. It's kind of flat and It'll get added to. Trust me on this. One step at a time, like I always say. One step at a time. So, one thing I want to add over here is dirt. You're like, dirt? What? Well, if you just stick with me, put a dirt down here, and you'd be thinking, Trekkie, have you lost it? Have you lost your mind? Has mind been lost by Trekkie? Well, the answer is probably, but that's not the thing. That is not the thing at all. All right, let's get our what we're talking about here. Actually, I need that to be open so I could access it. Put some water in there. Close that off because I don't want it. What we're going to do, we're going to till that earth as such and put something on the other side of that because you can see right through it. So many blocks used for so little a thing. Okay. I'm not worried about the dripping. Of course, this area is not going to be open to the view. There's going to be a wall out here and like a whole more tower. This is just the closing bit of this room. Most of it won't be visible to the on the other side, so don't worry about that. Let's get one of our melons. God, I wish I had more inventory space. Let's put one down because I need to break it. Pop. I guess nothing really breaks these things quicker than the other, do they? Okay, I need some melon seeds. I think you see where I'm going with this. Melon seeds. Plop it. And basically what's going to happen in all these corners around the thing is watermelon's going to grow. So in each corner there will be a watermelon. And of course, what do we use watermelon for? Well, golden melons. Well, not the entire thing, but slices, golden melon slices, to make instant health potions, which is one of the more useful things I would suppose. I don't really use a lot of potions myself, but I feel it's necessary to have it. This way, if I ever do find myself needing them for whatever reason, I'm not scouring the entire tower trying to find a melon. This way, everything I need for potions is centralized into a single location. And of course, I have some nether wart. Plenty of that stuff, and it'll just be growing around the edge like this. And this little cubby I've made under here and under the wall. So around the edges there will be nether wart. And I got plenty of this stuff. Even if I lost all this magically, I could still reproduce it. I don't have enough, obviously. But still, nether wart around the sides, watermelon on the thing, and I'll probably end up adding some feature for carrots and whatnot. Is there any other growables that you use? Well, golden apples really aren't a potion item. Although I could surely pump up some golden apples into this area if so needed. I'm not sure what else. Anyways, let's move on. So let's get a central location here. This is where the thing may or may not go through. So let's cut around there. Actually, let's put something there to commemorate. I doubt it's going to go through. I'll probably end up pumping it all into an item tesseract and warping it up above. But just in case, I'm going to keep this here to memorize the middle of the room. I don't want the whole room to be flat. Okay, flat floors aren't always interesting. I want to make it a little bit more interesting here. And you may be wondering, well, how am I planning to do that? Well, you're going to see. You're going to see. Of course, it's going to need a water feature in here because it's, well, potions. Sorry if I'm quiet. I was just kind of thinking what I want to do and trying to give it a little bit more round shape. And when I mean round, it's probably going to be more like diamond. Diamondine. But whatever. Who cares? It's 6:40 and 48 in the morning. Right now, I can't be bothered with petty shapes. I mean, come on now. That'll do. Oh my god, my inventory gets full so quick of random crap. The thing I hated most about these sulfur torches, they drop that goo all over the place and you end up keep picking it up. It's just a pain in the ass. Alright, let's get rid of some of this stuff. Don't need right off the get-go, so I have some space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. Let's get some of this redwood planks. Did I just stash all my red Xychorrrrrrrridite blocks? Yes, I'm going to need those. Alright, let's get back down here. Let's get this out of the way. Do all the corners of the room. I mean, I'm just adding this red Xychorrrrrrrridite really as to accentuate everything else. I mean, the walls are dead black, so you can't have everything just be. You have to have a lot of stuff to just. We all know the fortress is going to be black and red. These red Xychorrrrrrride are just as kind of like an outline, just something to draw attention. A lot of the features are going to be wooden and other such things. I really like. You'll probably notice in most of my builds all over the place, I'll use a lot of wood. Because I like wooden things. I like natural colors. That's my personal favorite. Greens, browns, blues, anything of the natural world is one of my favorites. So, that's exactly what I wanted, actually. See, maybe what am I going to do in the middle here? Well, I'm going to show you just right now. I'm going to add a little bit of a decline. Just to give the room some more, more 3D feel to it. More texture, I guess you could say. More. It's a little bit more interesting to look at when it's not all just flat. So I'm adding a little bit of a decline in the center here, which will probably be how the potions and the brewing stands and whatnot. Or maybe even this will lead down to where the carrots are and there'll be brewing stands around the edges. Have not decided on the exact details of what I wish to use. Okay. Let's do this. 3. Oops. Fuck it. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. And I may need at some point tubes going up anyway, so it pays to keep a central bit open for whatever reasons. There we go. And of course, like I said, that's not likely to stay, but alright, what are we going to do here? And there'll probably be all kind of lighting. I'll work the lighting in as we go, but for now, I'm just worried about getting this done as intended. And I just fell. Wow, it gets dark down there real quick. It's like, void, hello, hello, hello. And I might end up changing some of the floor coloring just to give the floor a little bit more differentiation from one another, just so it's not a solid bit of redwood. Not that the redwood looks bad in any shape, size, shape, or form, mind you, but see, I think it looks a lot more interesting now. Like I said, I might end up changing some of maybe the planks or something, just to give it a little bit, like I said, differentiation, so it's not just a solid color. But for now, let's just get the basic shape of the room down. That's important. Like I said, we'll worry about the details later. Right now, it's more important to get the shape down and get the building where we need it to be than it is worrying about the small details. Because if we ever need to tear anything up, we won't have to worry about it. So yeah, it's starting to look nice in here. I like it. If I add some microblocks, I'm not going to do a whole lot of microblocks right now, but let's have a little bit of a taste of maybe some ideas. And of course I have to work on the ceiling still. That probably won't happen on the episode. Probably do that in my own free time. Let's see. Don't need that much because it'll turn into quite a bit quite quickly. Yeah, see, 8 will turn into a stack, and I don't want to do a whole bunch of these. But I mean, even the littlest, slightest thing could give a little bit of, like, if like I were to add this, like around, let's say around here, and this is birch wood that I'm using right now. See, it adds a little bit to it, and I could add some every so many. Of course, the top bit of it ain't definite because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the ceiling. Probably do the ceiling on my own time, and then do this. I love microblocks. They add the ability to add so much that you couldn't add in vanilla, and that's just totally not right. Probably gonna run out of these before I'm able to, but whatever. Yeah, I did. So we won't worry about that one. Oh, actually, I dropped one down here. Had just enough. How about that? But even if I was to do that, it adds. So you can see these walls over here are flat. If I look over here, it adds, and I'd probably add them maybe across the bottom too, above the nether or the nether wart. But even that little bit adds quite a bit of distinction or flavor, as I like to say, to the room. Every little bit you could do. You don't want to overdo it. If you get too much detail in a room, your eyes have a hard time focusing on the detail because there's so much to look at. There's too much going on. It's like it just becomes white noise after a while. But and of course these ain't gonna be the only way. Now there's gonna be some slabs on the side of it, just like the ones above. But yeah, I'm liking the way this room's coming out. This is gonna be a pretty cool brewing room. These ain't likely to stay. I'm gonna be quite frank. On the sides, there's probably gonna be like a barrel-looking structure, or for storage, or maybe in the center there'll be storage. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go get something real quick. We're gonna maybe throw a barrel or like a tank in here, and then I'll be back, and then we'll finish off the episode. So see you in a second. I'm back. What I was meaning by like storage, like, if you think about any kind of brewery or like old-fashioned bar, they have like these barrels of alcohol in the back or whatever. So what I was thinking, maybe I could have. Oops. Clearly not. Clearly not. It's my valves. Maybe it's like, well, you're putting them in the air? Well, just hold on a second. Just hold on a second. Hold your horses, people. They don't have to be big. They're pretty sizable as it is. If I just right click, this should form a, yeah, it did. It formed a Xychorrrrrrr tank. Enough for 16 buckets worth of mead, and of course in the back I could have a tesseract to pump in mead as it goes, but it's like, okay, that's somewhat of a barrel, but it looks kind of weird. Well, we could certainly help the look, that's for sure. Alright, and let's get a couple of these slabs, sides, get some strips. What are these things called? Strip. I like to put these on the side. This is one part where flying is still still somewhat problematic. Naturally, there's always got to be a rogue. You can't just place it correctly, can you? Nope. Gotta be a pain. Gotta be a pain. Okay, where are we going with this? Boop. And those would basically be the supports holding it up. So I could still right click and get my bucket of, well, with my glass, and get my, and of course you gotta put it on both sides. Just an idea. I'm not saying this is permanent. We're just, you know, you gotta think of ideas for the room. Of course, if you have any ideas, I wouldn't mind hearing them. It's just Trekkie doing his thing, coming up with ideas, you know, experimenting. You don't learn stuff by not trying new ideas, that's for sure. And of course, these things can't ever go in here correctly. Oh my lord. Look, I put you on there for you to go on there in a specific way. Not how you want to go on, how I want you to go on. Get on there. God. Look, it's too early for this shit. Get on there. Way too early for that. Way too early. And the idea is that those beams are holding it on, and of course I go up here, go up the stairs, whatnot. Maybe I'd only have them on like one side of the room, and like on maybe this side and that side, and this side will be clear. You know, just barrels for my liquid. Of course, we have to have. Of course, you can't put stuff in the middle. That's the sad bit. And I wish I could put like like some kind of wooden or metal item sticking out so it looked like a spigot. But you can't do that, unfortunately. They always stick to one of the corners. So, but it looks like some kind of draining device, so it'll have to do. It'll have to do. So that's what I'm thinking about, just some kind of barrel storing our mead. Of course, it doesn't have any in it right now, but eventually. And of course, I could put one over here as well. Like I said, maybe on each side of the room, and then these sides would be clear, and I'll just take the stairs off of this side because you can't really run through the barrel. I don't know, you probably could if you really wanted to. If you were so inclined. Gotta be careful how I break that. Oh, and I think I just broke the thing. I did. Yeah, I'm gonna have to end up breaking that with my fist because my tools are just too fast. They'll end up destroying it. Actually, what probably happened is that there was no light, so it probably just died. That's probably what really happened. Is there any way I could possibly... This is where the dirt. That is that. What's above it? Is there anything trying to think if there's any way I could possibly, you know, get a light in here. Because most of the time you're not going to see it anyway. The light. Maybe I could put like a glowstone block or something in there. That'll keep it lit up so it won't die. Because like I say, most of the time there's going to be a melon in the corner. You're not going to see it. So if I just put like a light or something in there, that would be the best, I think. Yeah. I've set that there for now because I don't want it growing outwards. So I think that's going to about do it for this episode. We got some ideas in here. Like I said, down here will probably be the main area where you go to craft the potions and whatnot. Probably have my brewing stands around here. Probably going to need a water feature. And here somewhere, a place to grow carrots so we could have night vision potions. And of course, like I said, of course, the mead is going to be stored in the barrels. Like in real life, you got to think about this. Well, not always stored in barrels, but you get the idea. I like that. I like how you can make these tanks They're pretty cool. Definitely like it. And of course, I'll have to work on the ceiling. Some a lot of things will probably change. This structure will probably be moved or altogether, you know, gotten rid of. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, everything's are a work in progress. I was just trying to give you an idea. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any ideas, by all means, share them. If not, not. There's really no other way to put it. If you don't, then you don't. But either ways, this is Trekkie signing off on another episode. Take care of yourselves.